This wild boar demon had been working away from home for a year. He worked as a pot scrubber, supporting an entire family. Although he was one of the lowest beings in this world, his mother was incredibly proud to have such a son. The wild boar demon told his mother that his boss made him do so many tasks every day, and no matter how hard he worked, he couldn't finish everything. His mother reassured him that as long as his boss valued him, everything would be fine. She felt that finally, in their family's 3 generations, they had someone who amounted to something. However, things weren't as ideal as they seemed. The wild boar demon didn't even have a name, and he hadn't cultivated into a true demon. He had spent most of his life in this mountain. His main job was to patrol the mountain for his boss. One day, a raven demon saw him sleeping and immediately told him to get up and patrol. The wild boar demon had no idea what was going on. The raven demon told him to hurry back to the cave because the boss was about to hold a meeting. The raven demon, like the wild boar, had no name, just a number. The boss gave out an order that day. The monk, Tang Sang, was coming. He told everyone to prepare. He also announced that anyone who performed well would be allowed to have a share of Tang Sang's meat soup. The demons were all excited, and the wild boar demon joined in their cheers. But ever since the beginning, he had always been at the back of the line. He didn't even know what his boss looked like. The head coach, Bear, ordered the demons to make 1,000 arrows, and everyone was busy shaping wooden sticks. They just followed orders. The wild boar demon tried his hand at it but realized that these arrows wouldn't even hit the target. The raven demon told him not to worry about it, and that they just had to do as Bear said. But the wild boar demon had an idea: arrows with feathers would be more stable in flight. It was like how birds flew. He knew that this kind of arrow would have a much higher hit rate. He eagerly rushed to report his findings, expecting praise, but instead, Bear scolded him. He thought the wild boar demon was looking down on him, and ordered him to redo the arrows, following his method exactly. The wild boar demon learned a harsh lesson that day: obedience was more important than ability, and compliance was more correct than being right. From that moment on, he stopped trying to come up with new ideas and became more obedient. But he was still looked down upon. Bear used his boar bristles to scrub pots and repeatedly pressed the wild boar demon against the hot pot. He also assigned him the heaviest, most tiring tasks. Even when the wild boar demon was exhausted and had lost all his hair, Bear still ordered him to chop 1,000 pounds of firewood by nightfall. When he finally completed the task, the boss changed his mind. Lord Wolf had burned all the firewood. The boss said that Tang Sang needed to be roasted, and that the regular firewood would spoil the flavor. He ordered them to gather 2,000 pounds of 20-year-old walnut wood, clean it, peel it, and dry it by the day after tomorrow. The wild boar demon was stuck in a cycle of monotonous work. He began to see a future without any hope. One day, he overheard a story about Tang Sang and his disciples. He learned that Sun Wukong and Zhu Beiji were also demons, but they chose to destroy the evil ones. Tang Sang, on the other hand, was incredibly kind and was a monk that only appeared once every 1,000 years. The wild boar demon was envious of them. It was the first time he ever questioned his boss. When he returned home, he told his mother that he was doing well. His work was endless, but he was surviving. His mother, noticing that he had lost all his hair, reminded him to drink plenty of water and not to overwork. That was the only tenderness the wild boar demon received. Looking at the large crack in the cave entrance where sunlight shone through, he told his mother that he wanted to leave the mountain. He had spent his whole life there, and it felt pointless. His mother thought he was already doing well with his job, but eventually, the day arrived when Tang Sang and his disciples passed by. The wild boar demon arrived at a heavily guarded area and saw the traps set by his boss. Lord Wolf chased after him, and the wild boar demon ran for his life. At a critical moment, he saw Tang Sang and his disciples. He told them not to come closer, as there were traps. He swore to stop them.